All right, a few weeks back we had a flurry of trades, and I shouldn't say a flurry. We saw the Houston Texans get involved in a lot of trades, and we thought, okay, that's probably it for the rest of the year. However, just this past weekend, actually kind of reported Sunday night, the Steelers have traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick, the safety cornerback from the Miami Dolphins. Minkah Fitzpatrick was a guy that I really liked coming out of college. He was a third-ranked player that year. I thought he could be kind of a chess piece. I think you could put him at free safety. I thought he could have played as an outside corner, as a slot, a true chess piece of a prospect. And so for him to go to the Dolphins, they took him in the top 15. Was a really good pick for them. And I thought this would be a building block. And even this year, when with Chris Greer as the general manager, Ryan Flores is their head coach. I thought he was going to be a building block for them. They had Minkah Fitzpatrick. They drafted the defensive tackle out of Clemson, and those are going to be their building blocks. And instead, Minkah Fitzpatrick wasn't seeing the field. He was unhappy. He wasn't fitting in. He wasn't liking it, and wanted to be traded. And so you thought, okay, who are the teams going to go? People thought, okay, would the Texans trade for him? Which, wouldn't be surprised. And they ended up shipping him off to the Steelers, and they ended up getting a first-round pick. The true dynamics of this is the Steelers get Minkah Fitzpatrick. They get a fourth-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, a sixth-round pick in the 2021 Draft. The Dolphins get the Steelers' first-round pick this year in 2020. They also get their fifth-round pick and then a sixth-round pick in 2021. In all reality, Minkah Fitzpatrick got traded for a first-round pick. When you swap the fourth and the fifth and the sixth, whatever it may be, in essence, Minkah Fitzpatrick was traded for a first-round pick. Now, for the Dolphins, not a bad move. Fans are always said when things aren't going good, blow it up and let's start over. Not too many fans say that, but you hear that quite a bit. And that's what the Dolphins are doing. So they've been struggling for so long, they've decided to just blow it up and start over. And so now they have 3 first-round picks in this upcoming draft. We saw this happen last year with the Oakland Raiders. And they're going to be able to get 3 first-round picks, all their second-round picks that they have, and they are loaded within the next 2 years with plenty of draft picks that they can restock this roster. But the question is, are they going to be able to get enough back in return? Okay, they still need a left tackle. So are they going to draft a left tackle? Is that guy going to be as good as Laremy Tunsil? They still need secondary pieces. Is that person that they draft going to be as good as Minkah Fitzpatrick? It's one thing to get all these loaded picks, but are you going to be able to turn those into players that are equal or better than what they had? We saw that with the Raiders. They traded away Khalil Mack to the Bears, and they used one of those first-round picks to get Clelin Ferrell. Clelin Ferrell's not Khalil Mack. So that was it. And that was their 4th pick. That wasn't like it was the pick they got from the Bears, but that was not an even trade. And maybe from that Khalil Mack they get 4 guys, and those 4 guys collected. But on the surface, I get what the Dolphins are doing. I don't know if it's going to pan out. Now for the Steelers, and we'll get back to the Dolphins in just a bit. Now with the Steelers, they get an impact defensive back. They need defensive back help. They just got shredded by the Patriots yet again. They need better defensive players. But Ben Roethlisberger's out for the year. And they're rolling with Mason Rudolph. Okay? So are they a team? They're not going to be very good this year. Are they going to be just horrible and picking the top 5? I don't think so. But they're probably not going to make the playoffs. Mason Rudolph is a guy I thought was a good mid-round pick, has potential to develop in the starter, but he's not a franchise-type quarterback. This offense is a bit flawed. James Conner's been hurt. They're really Juju Smith-Schuster's good, but they needed that outside receiver to really help out. And without Big Ben making all those throws, and it's not like he's inconsistent a lot lately in his career, it's not like the Steelers were looking at world beaters here. Now, this pick is probably going to be a top 15 pick. So the Dolphins are able to move off of Minkah Fitzpatrick and they're not going to be picking in the 20s like we've seen the Steelers of late. They're going to they probably have now for sure, because they're going to have the number 1 pick because the Dolphins are terrible. They're going to have another top 15 pick. That's what the Raiders thought they were doing when they traded away Khalil Mack. They traded him to the Bears because they thought the Bears were going, out of all the teams that are interested, the Bears were going to be the worst. And so they thought, okay, we get an early round pick. Instead, the Bears ended up going to the playoffs and they're picking 24th. That's not going to happen with the Steelers. So you get the Dolphins picking first. Let's just say they're picking 11th. Right there, that's two. Most drafts only have about 15 to 20 at the most true first round players. Yes, I know there's 32 picks, but in a given draft, most teams only grade out about 15 to 20 first round caliber players. And because of this trade, the Dolphins are going to get at least 2 of those. So if the Steelers had Big Ben and this was going to be a piece that helped them get to the Super Bowl, I liked it, and I get it. It's not just for this year. Fitzpatrick's going to be a guy with them next year, long term. Short term, not a great move for the Steelers. Long term, we'll see what the Dolphins are going to do. We'll see if they can turn this around. Cleveland loaded up on picks, and their roster's been built up, and they've been able to trade some of those picks off for guys like Odell Beckham. Can the Dolphins rebuild this way? We'll see.